Our topic for today is about quadratic equation. The word quadratic equation is from the Latin quadratus for square. A quadratic equation is an equation that can be rearranged in standard form as ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where x represents an unknown and a, b, and c represent known numbers, where a is not equals to 0. If a is equals to 0, then the equation is linear, not quadratic, as there is no ax squared term. We have four methods of solving quadratic equations: factoring, extracting the roots, completing the square, and using quadratic formula. But in this lesson, we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve the quadratic equations. But what is the quadratic formula? Our quadratic formula is x is equals to negative b, positive negative, the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Once we know the formula, we can easily solve the equation by identifying the ABCs and applying the formula to the equations. Here are some examples of quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula presented by your classmates.
In this case, we're gonna solve 3x squared plus 5x is equal to 7. So before we start, we must put this in standard form. So 3x squared plus 5x minus 7 is equal to 0. So far, we can determine that a is gonna have the value of positive 3 and b is gonna be the value of 5. And c is gonna have the value of negative 7. X is equal to negative 5 plus or minus square root. We take b and squared minus 4 times 3, which is the value of a, then times negative 7, which is the value of c, divided by 2 times 3. So now we have x is equal to negative 5 plus or minus square root. 5 times 5 is 25. Then we have negative 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So 12 times negative 7 is 84. Divided by 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Now we have negative 5 plus or minus, then 25 plus 84, so that's gonna give us positive 109, divided by 6. We're going to separate this into negative 5 minus the square root of 109 divided by 6. Our other solution will be x is equal to negative 5 plus the square root of 109 divided by 6. I believe 109 is actually a prime number, so this isn't gonna factor any further. So this will be our two solutions.
Nine x squared minus 9x plus 2 equals 0. Now let's find the values of a, b, and c. The a would be 9, the b would be negative 9, and the c would be the constant, which is 2. So this is the formula we will be using. Negative b plus or minus to the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's now find the answer. 9 positive negative to the square root of 81, which is the answer for 9 times 9, minus 4 times 9 is equals to 36, and times 2 will be 72. All over 2 times 9 is equals to 18. So we have 81 minus 72, which is gonna be 9 all over 18. And that would give us 9 positive negative 3 all over 18. So we have 9 plus 3 over 18, which would be equal to 12 over 18, or 6 over 9, or 2 to the third on its lowest term. Next is 9 minus 3 all over 18. It would be equals to 6 over 18, or 2 over 6, or 1 to the third on its lowest term. So the answer would be x equals 2 to the third and x equals 1 to the third.
In solving quadratic equation using quadratic formula, first we have to identify the a, b, and c of our equation. 2x squared plus 3x minus 27 is equals to 0. Our a is 2, b is 3, and c is negative 27. Then, substitute it to the formula. X is equals to negative 3 positive negative square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 27. All over 2 times 2. Then, simplify after. X is equals to negative 3 positive negative 3 square, 9, negative times negative, positive. 4 times 2 is 8 times 27. 8 times 7 is 56. Carry 5, 8 times 2 is 16 plus 5, so it's 216. All over 2 times 2, 4. X is equals to negative 3 positive negative square root of 9 plus 216. 225 all over 4. X is equals to negative 3 positive negative square root of 225, which is 15 all over 4. Since we have two values of x, we have x is equals to negative 3 plus 15 all over 4. Negative 3 plus 15, that will be 12 over 4. Then, simplifying by dividing 12 by 4, the answer is 3. On the other hand, we have x is equals to negative 3 minus 15 all over 4. Adding negative 3 minus 15 will have negative 18 over 4. And the simplified form will be negative 9 over 2. And that is the values of our x, 3 and negative 9 over 2.
Let's try to answer this equation. X squared minus 5x minus 7 equals 0. So A is the number in front of x squared. If you don't see a number, it's 1. So A is 1, B is negative 5, and C is negative 7. As you can see, this is the formula of the quadratic equation. So x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So it's going to be negative b is negative 5 and b squared, that's negative 5 squared minus 4. A is 1 and c is negative 7 divided by 2a, or divided by 2 times 1. So negative 5, two negatives will change it into positive number because negative 5 times negative 5 is equal to positive 25. And negative 4 times negative 7 is equal to positive 28. So this is going to be x is equal to 5 plus minus square root of 27 plus 28 divided by 2. Let's go to the next page. So 25 plus 28 is equal to 53. Now notice that we can simplify radical 53. So we're going to the answer like this. Sometimes you may to turn it into a decimal. If you need to do that, separate it into answers first and then answer it by yourself. And this is the two answers. So let's go to the first one. X is equal to 5 plus root of 53 divided by 2 is equal to x equal to 6.14. To the second one is x is equal to 5 minus root 53 divided by 2 is equal to negative 1.14. So those are two answers for this particular problem.
Okay, so we have here a quadratic equation. This quadratic equation is not yet simplified. And how do you simplify it? You simply copy 4x2 plus 2x, then minus 42 equals 0. This is what we called simplify. Simplify. Then, we can still see there's a common factor. What do we do when we see common factor? We divide both sides of the equation by the same term. So, example, 2 divided by 4. So, that will be the answer. 2 divided by 4 is equals to 2x2. Then, 2 divided by 2 is equals to x. 2 divided by negative 42 is equals to negative 21. And then, equals 0. And then, here, we have to find the formula of a quadratic equation. What's the formula of a quadratic equation? The formula of quadratic equation is b plus minus b second for a and c. Then 2a. Then we have to find a, the value of a. Value of a is 2. The value of b is 1. X will forever be 1. And then c will be negative 21. C. So we will evaluate 2. So it'll be 1. Then we have to times negative 4 times 2. So this will be negative 4. Negative 4 times 2 will be negative 8. Negative 21 times negative 8 will be positive. Positive 168. 168 plus 1 will be 169. What is the square root of 169? Square root of 169 is 13. This 13 times 13, 3 times 3, 3, 6, 9. 9, 3 times 1, 3, 1 times 3, 3, 1 times 1, 1. So 9, 6, 1. 169. So the square root of 169 is 13. Okay. So we have the times 2 times 2 is equals to 4. This one. It will not be the final answer. This one. Okay, as I said, this will not be the final answer because it still have two equations. One is positive and one is negative. First, let's answer the positive. Negative 1 plus 13 is equals to negative 12. Or 12. 4 divided by 12 is 3. So the answer is 3. Negative 1 plus negative 3 is positive 14. So 14, it cannot be divided. So we'll have to find its square root. 7 times 7 is 14, right? So the square root of 14 is 7. And the square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2. 4. So the answer will be negative 7. Okay. The answer will be x equals 3 and negative 7 and 2. That'll be the answer. Oops.
Okay, so here we have a quadratic equation. Ang quadratic equation natin is x squared plus 3x is equals to 10. And ang quadratic formula naman natin is x is equals to negative b, positive negative the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, now what we are going to do is alamin natin kung naka-standard form na ba yung quadratic equation. Ang standard form ng quadratic equation ay ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Meaning na yung quadratic equation natin dito is not yet in standard form. So now we're going to change that into standard form. So x squared plus 3x, yung value ng c is yung 10. So yung 10, tatranspose lang natin papunta dito sa side na to. Positive siya kanina, so now magiging negative siya. Okay, now that na-convert na natin siya into standard form, ang kailangan naman natin gawin is hanapin yung value ng a, b, and c. Ang value ng a dito is yung 1. Yung value ng b is 3. And yung value ng c is negative 10. So now, next, ang gagawin natin is i-replace natin yung variables dun sa quadratic formula, which is x is equals to negative b, which is equals to 3, negative b, positive negative, square root of b squared, which is 3 ulit, minus 4, ang value ng a is 1, and yung value ng c is negative 10. All over 2, ang value ng a is 1. Okay, so now, pakompute na natin siya. X is equals to negative times 3 is equals to negative 3, positive, negative, square root of 3 square is equals to 9, minus negative 4 times 1 is equals to negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 10 is equals to positive 40, because negative times negative is positive, is equals to negative 3, positive negative, square root of 9 plus 40 is equals to 49 over 2. So, hindi pa ito yung last, kasi meron pa tayo nito. Kasi i-square root pa pala natin itong 49. So, x is equals to negative 3, positive negative. Ano ang square root ng 49? 7 all over 2. So, hindi pa ito yung sagot natin, kasi meron pa siyang dalawang value, positive and negative. So, una, ang sasolve natin is yung positive. X is equals to negative 3 plus 7 overall 2. Lagyan natin ng hati. Yung isa is na x is equals to negative 3 minus 7 naman all over 2. So, x is equals to negative 3 plus 7 is 2. I mean 4 all over 2. And x is equals to 4 divided by 2, 2. Ito yung sa positive. Next, x is equals to negative 3 minus 7. It is equals to negative 10 all over 2. Negative 10 divided by 2 is equals to negative 5. Therefore, ang sagot is 2 and negative 5. X is equals to 2 and x is also equals to negative 5.